Get ready for non-stop bowling action with Savage Bowling TV. Your front row seat awaits. To the biggest scratch tournament events, incredible drama, intense matchups, and unforgettable moments.
And a strike to finish it. Doty Cup, hello, Evansville North, your state title.
Whether you're a die-hard fan or you just love the game, Savage Bowling TV delivers all the excitement straight to your screen. Stay tuned. It's time to roll.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Scott Gilmore here in the broadcast booth. Special guest. And we're going to have Chad introduce.
Joey K. They were pressuring me to say it when I was going through the standings, the last squad in the chat, and I was like, it's not happening.
Yeah.
It will not come out right.
Yeah. Welcome to the 1 p.m. squad. Hey, we're right on time. Practice has just concluded. And obviously, I tried to bowl the first squad, and I'm out of the loop on scoring. We'll have to make sure that we get on Austin in the tournament office to get us all of the updated numbers here. I'm an old school guy. They like to send me the Google spreadsheet. I prefer a piece of paper.
The scoring is on the team app, and it's live. It is at the Google spreadsheet. They just have it now linked directly towards the chat.
All right. Well, hey, Joey, welcome to the broadcast booth. And it's always funny because the first time I met you, I think you came down to bowl came up to bowl the Lafayette Open.
Yep.
I believe. And towards the tail end of its existence. And the challenge was trying to pronounce your last name. And in fear of butchering everything so poorly, we just referred to you as Joey K. Now, I don't know if anybody else calls you that, but, that was just kind of our thing here.
You started a trend because pretty much anywhere I go now, whether they have the knowledge of you doing that or not, whether it's on the men's tour, the women's tour, wherever, it's just Joey K. They just make it easy. They don't even – and I always think back to our first interaction because that's where it started and no one has any idea.
Yeah, see, there you go. Now, if you want, I'm not going to attempt to go with the pronunciation, but I'm gonna give it a shot. Chris Wonos.
Yeah, you nailed it. Chris Wonos, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
See how easy that was?
Yeah. It was one of those things, and actually, I think, it might not even have been at my event. It was actually here. You made a deep run. The first time I met you, you made a kind of a deep run here in the State Masters.
Yep.
And I remember interviewing you after one of the rounds. You were still in the winner's bracket. And that's when the Joey K, it was just so much easier to say. And it came out really, it's like, that resonates, that sticks. So that's why, we like
Well, and the
calling
funny
you by that.
part is when you mention that or call me that, I'm pretty sure everyone knows exactly who you're talking about. So it works out on multiple levels.
Yeah.
That was a good year. That was a fun year.
Yeah, that was. A lot of, it was kind of if I remember right, it was kind of your breakout in the bowling community, right?
Yeah, because
you just moved in.
We moved here in the summer of 2019, so we bowled that State Masters that first weekend of February of 2020, like 6 weeks before the world shut down.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the State Masters since then have all been pretty good, but that one kind of set the expectation a little high.
Well, Chad, if you want to quickly go to the broadcast booth, we'll let everybody see Joey, so you can wave hi to all the fans. Now he's kind of like well known. We see him on TV a lot. Yeah, that's that guy right there. now that you're with the Utah branch and repping a lot of the staff on PBA Tour, that's got to be a lot of fun.
It is. It has its moments.
Yeah.
But it's definitely been an experience. Learned a lot this last year. A lot of cool relationships built. Get to see a lot of things in the bowling world. You feel very blessed to get this opportunity because it's not every day that something like that becomes available, because you think about a lot of the guys who rep for any of the brands. Brett's been at Motive for going on 15 years. Before me at Storm. I mean, Tim Mack's still there, but before that, it was Jim Callahan or Sean Ryan. And you look at Brunswick, and now it's, Wolf's been there forever, Dino's been there forever. So I just obviously very, very blessed with the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. And especially when you're young,
Get it all the way now, all the travel all the way now.
Exactly.
This year's great, though. We have like 6 stops, less than 3.5 hours from the home, so the wife gets to come out and see us a little bit. She'll bring the dog with us. Pet-friendly hotels, so we don't have to go too long without seeing each other, which is great. But
yeah. And the older you get, it won't mean as much. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny.
Yeah. But, when you're still in the honeymoon phase, right? There's a honeymoon, and then there's the honeymoon phase. It lasts quite a while. Then it's like, we've been married a long time. It's like, when are you going on tour, honey?
The joke last year, the longest time, she'd come out to one of the women's stops later in the year, and a lot of the girls who had met her, women who had met her for the first time, hey, thanks for letting us have them for the last however many weeks. And her common response was, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with myself when he gets back home. Just keep him out here.
Right.
So it's good. It's been a good balance.
All right, let's see who we have around us. Quite a few good players when I'm just quickly looking around. Obviously, the big story of the day this morning was E.J. Tackett leading the squad at 697. And here, the interesting thing that I was told was he had carry issues, and he still shot 697. So that's a scary proposition there. And anytime the best player in the world walks in, and he just happens to be an Indiana resident, it's a big deal.
He is. You just watch what he can do to a bowling ball, and it just makes me question why I ever try to compete in the same events as him. Luckily for the state of Indiana, the last, I don't know, how long has the U.S. Open been at Royal Pin? I mean, since the U.S. Open came to Royal Pin however many years ago as part of this contract, he hasn't been able to bowl this event, but with the tour starting a touch later this year, he was afforded the privilege to bowl. So we got our reprieve the last 5 or 6 years, and this year, here he is.
Well, and if you ask him, he will tell you this is one that he wants to win. Mm-hmm. He has won the Scratch Classic, but he has not won the Indiana Masters. Now, I will have to say, just because I'm selfish, he has won maybe one of the most prestigious former events, the Ebonite Lafayette Open. He is a past winner of that. So, and I laugh because when he won at Dave Small's center, I can't remember which one it was. Chad, you might be able to chime in.
I think it was Kokomo.
Was it Kokomo? And in his interview,
he gave us a shout out.
He talked about his win in the Ebonite Lafayette Open. So really cool. And EJ's a great guy.
All comes full circle.
Yeah. But we have Chris Seyfarth, Trent Marner over here. We have Ryan Burton, a talented two-handed lefty.
Billy Hibbert down there on the end pair.
Yeah, Billy's been bowling real well here. But, he's another guy that's put the time in, right? He bowls a lot. And I feel like if you put the time in, you deserve all of the rewards from that. So
I got the privilege to get my face beat in pretty good for 4 years against Billy in college when he bowled at St. Ambrose.
We got Chris Hankins, Matt Sanders within eyesight here. Past champion Clint Million, the 2023 champion. Jeff Grego from Fort Wayne's here. And, Matt Sanders has won 2 Scratch Classic championships. And in one of the greatest finals we've had here. It went 2 games in 2021. He lost to Eugene McCune. Matt was the undefeated player. And
Kevin
McCune, not Eugene. My bad.
They both throw it a million.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin is so talented. And Kevin's here bowling this squad.
Is he?
Yeah. Ronnie Russell's bowling this squad. So a lot of talent.
It's crazy what a well-run and fair event, the amount of people it'll bring out, right? Like, if I guarantee you, if this event wasn't as good as it was and in a center that takes care of itself, right? Like, you're probably not going to draw these guys, and it just tells you what it means to them. And I know for me, since I moved here, this became a pretty quick target of an event, 1, to bowl, but 2, wanting to win at some point. The story with Matt, though, I'm just glad that he's healthy and bowling. Unbelievable what had happened, and obviously I've kind of followed his journey on Facebook as he's gotten back to health, but glad that he's just able to get back and bowl, because I know that was a fear there for him for a minute.
Well, there's 2 fears. First, your life.
Yep.
When he was telling me exactly what happened and the severity, I don't think you really comprehend the severity, right?
I think he could have literally lost his leg.
Oh, absolutely.
That's how close it was.
Well, and you could, we're trying to keep it, not graphic, but he could have lost his life from numerous things going on in that situation. And to see him now, he is never going to be the Matt Sanders of old, physically. And that's what he said. That's the battle right now, is he's trying to see what his limitations are. And the question that you have is, can he sustain the energy and the physical health from bowling back to back to back to back weeks? As you know, bowling gets not enough credit for the athletes that these guys are. You try to bowl 40 games and then plus all the practice and then whatever else you do, and try to do that in back-to-back days, and it takes a toll on the body. And here he is with a leg that's only probably 30 to 40% of what it was. But yes, it's great to see him in the bowling center, and good spirits too, and a fine young talent.
2 things that makes Matt happy: bowling good and the Indiana Pacers. And one of those things this year is not going to make him rather happy, so he's leaning on the bowling a little bit.
Yeah, boy.
But yeah, I'm just glad to see him out doing. He's always one of the fun faces I get to see every week that get to chat and talk sports, and it's a good time.
Shelby New here bowling in front of us on 5 and 6, and she has missed 3 10-pins in a row, and not the start you want, but this is Shelby's home center. She'll be one that you're going to have to knock out in the Indiana Queens coming up here in March.
Always a contender. So I know you said you haven't looked at scores this morning, but based off of what you saw around you and then what you saw last night, do you feel like this year's scoring pace is a touch higher? What are your thoughts?
I think you're going to see higher scores on the top end. I think when you start shuffling everybody through, you're going to see scores comparable to previous years near the bottom of the cup.
Sure.
Actually, somebody here in the chat, and I must have missed something. I'll have to look at scores here.
Oh, I'm assuming it's the E.J. Tackett.
Yeah, I don't think he led the squad.
It looks like Mike McBride got him by 3.
7-0 on the nose.
Yeah, and
nice.
that was a score that was not in there when we got the scores before or they put it in wrong, because I looked to see if every score was entered before.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, so when the squad wrapped up, we kind of left.
Right.
We
left.
Get
lunch.
Yeah, we had to go get lunch. So his name was not there. And so kudos to Mike McBride with a 269 finish to shoot 700 on the nose.
I watched the tail end of his last game because we had already finished up, and the last pair he hit, I don't know if it was from the way they played him previous or if it was just his ball roll, but it looked like he was bowling Wednesday Night League. I mean, it was unbelievable what he was able to do the last game.
So my apologies there, and that's why we missed Mike there. But yeah, what a finish. And I'm curious, like last night in the 730 squad, all the big scores came from like lane 21 on down, and then they come down to Murderer's Row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they're like, "Ooh, they did." I didn't see this down there on the high end, so.
I got lucky and drew starting on 1 and 2 last night, so I didn't have to deal with it after that.
I don't think there's a house on the planet that doesn't have weird characteristics on either end pair.
Sure.
And that's weird, and you wonder what that is.
Is it install? Is it topography? Is it use from, open play? Is it the wall and the temp? Like, there's so many factors. Spare shooting is at a premium as always.
Yeah, you just can't give away the single pins. I had 2 chopped spares. I chopped the 3 or the 2 pin off the 4, and then I chopped the 4 off the 7. And I decided I was only going to bring 2 bags. I didn't plan on bowling more than 1 squad. I'm like, I'm not bringing plastic. I brought urethane in case something strange would happen. I need to throw urethane. And I tried throwing spares with urethane for the first time in a long time, and missed 2 7 pins. So I had 44 pins. Even if I added, I had 5 missed makeables. Even if I had 55 pins to my score, maybe I make it. I don't know. 6-0 is going to be a dicey number.
I usually I'm someone who keeps bowling till I'm satisfied. I've been blessed here in the past that I've typically only had to bowl the A squad. This is the first year I got the opportunity to bowl. Last night was not very good. This morning gave him 609. I missed 3 makeables. I took the 2 off the 8, something I've never done before in my life. I took the 10 clean off the 6, 9, 10. Never done that ever. And then I whiffed a 10 pin. And I said if I got over 600, I wasn't going to bowl again. Plus the wife and I have a wedding to go to tonight, so I wasn't trying to bowl another squad. So 609 is either going to get me a check or it's going to squeak me in.
Well, first off, who gets married on State Masters weekend?
The worst part is, the funniest part is that someone who perennially bowls the event. So when we first got the invite, I texted him immediately. I said, "You know what you're doing? You're taking, like, all these people are bowling. You're going to make some enemies." But yeah, obviously congratulations to the couple. But yeah, it's big weekend here.
Well, with all the snow that's been in Anderson and everywhere in the state, here in this, it's definitely south of Lebanon, really got hammered. There's probably, the parking lot is jam-packed. There's no spots in there. And with all the snow piled up, you probably lose 15 to 20 spots. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And then you have tons of people here watching. It's just really a great event. Obviously thankful to Dave Small and Angie Collop for really setting their center aside for this event.
Unbelievable proprietor.
Yeah, he buys the center in Decatur, Illinois, and immediately hosts a tour stop.
And I don't think people quite understand the gravity of what closing your center down for a tour stop does to your dollars and cents in the door. But what I can tell you is it is not advantageous for centers to do it nowadays because of the amount of open play or food and beverage or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong, there's money to be had, but not as if they were to operate regularly. And Dave doing it, he's hosted over 100 PBA events now, just an unbelievable host and proprietor. We could see him twice this year, once in Decatur and in Fort Wayne.
Yeah. Now you're not doing anything with the senior tour, right?
Not as of this moment. The plan, though, is my role continues to evolve and move forward, right? Like, my main responsibilities, I'm in charge over the men's tour and the women's tour. But depending on where there's gaps in the women's tour this year with the PBA 50 tour, there could be some opportunities for me to go out and help work a couple of those events, right? If they still have the event in Hammond or, any of the Midwest stops, going to try to make it out to the senior Masters this year in Vegas based off the schedule. But unfortunately, won't be able to know more till that schedule comes out. But I want to be as helpful as possible to anybody. So. Score to be had out there. You just gotta make good shots.
I felt it's so interesting. You could watch. You could watch someone, and they could have, like last night, on numerous occasions, you would see someone in the sixth frame, getting ready to bowl the sixth frame, or in the sixth frame, they would have a double spare three-bagger, and then all of a sudden, they're only shooting 190 something or 2-0.
Yeah.
That's just how quick it can get away from you if you're not careful. You can never let your guard down on this. We do have some good scores, especially on 9 and 10. We got three-bagger, spare, four-bagger. So a great start there, 250 pace.
I'm going to guess that's Curtis, or Chris, excuse me.
Well, he didn't miss much at all in practice.
No.
And I think you and I were chatting. He threw 2 or 3 different balls and struck with every one. Looks like he's throwing the Columbia 300 Pulse.
The one thing they're able to do with this event every year is they make small tweaks to the oil pattern. The one thing you can't do here, you can't open up your angles and just sail it at the ditch. And obviously that's what a lot of guys' comfort is at times. And it puts shot making at a premium, and I love that. It's a fun tournament, it's a fair tournament, it's a competitive tournament, something loved by every bowler in Indiana.
Matt Sanders going high. He was on a good little string there. 4 or 5 in a row. Fortunate just to break up the 6-7 split just with the 6-pin there.
It's always so fun to look at who wins this event, right, too. We were talking about this a little bit before practice started. Unfortunately, you got to go back to 2019. That was the last time a lefty had won the event, but lefty won it in 2019. And then you look at who's won it since, right? You got Kevin McCune, who gives it the absolute heater while also grabs every bit of it he can. You got TJ Schmidt, who he hits it pretty good, but I would consider TJ a pretty good finesse player. And then you have Clint Million, who straps on it. Then you got Jimmy Cook, who, yes, he hits it pretty good, but also is a pretty good shot maker. And then up in this last year, Kyle Luckett, who maybe has a rev rate of 270, who is a finesse player, but makes absolutely unbelievable. Like, it's open to anyone as long as you can make shots.
Well, you really look at the guys that won, and they're big names. Zach Weidman in 2020.
That's right.
A lot of people might not be familiar with TJ, but he's got 3 state titles. I mean, he's won a Scratch Classic, and he's won 2 of these.
Great player.
Clint Million's extremely talented. Obviously, Jimmy Cook has won quite a couple of these, and he's won a Masters and a Scratch Classic. There's some big names that have raised a banner in this center. And Chris is going to shoot at least 240 start. I feel like with this pattern, unlike last year, you didn't see a lot of 250 games. I feel like with that extra 3 or 4 feet, you can create a little bit of hold.
Yes.
But you still have the friction. The fronts in this house hook tremendously.
Especially on this low end.
Yeah, Billy's off to a rough start. Of course, for him, as you would probably attest, not exactly the pair you want to start on.
No. No,
Bowling
I felt
on
like,
1 and 2.
Felt like I shot 260 to start last night, and I looked up at the scoreboard, and 196 was standing in the dust looking at me.
Boy, when you get on a nice little string and you have a chance to shoot a big game, you really feel like you have to do it because you just never know what you're going to run into somewhere else. But that big game can carry you into the cut. I know a lot of guys are aiming at that top 16.
Yep.
However, you're just trying to get to that second round. And Chris is going to shoot 255 to start.
Great start. Prime example, what you're talking about, one of the guys in our nationals groups, Andy Moulton. I consider him a pretty good shot maker, and last night he hit a pair to start that was really good, shot 278, and, you know, got to just over 40 over, right? But that's going to be good enough to get him to Sunday, and you ride those big games when you can get them. You catch the good pair. And
that is what I call the lottery of this event.
Yes.
When it's a 3-game format, you can have a big game and get fortunate in that big game.
Yes.
And then just hold on for dear life and make it.
Stay clean.
Now, the worst thing to do is start, oh, I only need this. I only have to have this.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, your mind is going in the wrong direction.
You start putting a ceiling on it, and then that ceiling starts coming down really quick.
You know, and I when you talk about that, I always go to Jason Belmonte in Green Bay at the USBC Masters, and he was struggling a little bit. And he just, one thing I like about Jason is he's very open to what he's seeing, what he's feeling, the mental side of things. And he said for the first time that he could ever recall, while he was bowling and he knew he was struggling, that he looked at what he could score. He was looking at frames that he hadn't even gotten to yet. And, of course, I don't know the results of that event, but it's interesting because even the greatest in the world can get caught up in the wrong things to think about. And they're all human, and it's just kind of interesting when he was talking about it. Because we look at watching bowl, and he seems like a machine,
Yes.
right?
Even when he's bowling bad and you watch him, if you're not looking at the scoreboard, you would have no idea whether he just shot 300 or if he just shot 120. And like you said, the best in the world get caught up in it, especially these last 5 or 6 years, 7 years on tour, because the tour, obviously used to be a little more drawn out, more events, a little more time. Guys could take, weeks off in the middle. And now, the tour's a 12-week sprint, right? And if you get off to a bad start, you can see, guys start to press and squeeze. And obviously that doesn't make for a good mindset when it just compounds.
People would ask, what do you think separates, the pros from the Joes? And no offense there, Joey K, but it's, when you're watching them, if you've never bowled in a PBA event, the guys look like they're struggling, but they figure out a way to double in the 10th,
Yep.
or strike in the 9th and then double in 10th, and they turn a 170 into a 2-0 or 210 game.
Save your tournament.
And that's the difference between the average guy and the pros, the really good players. They just figure out a way. They don't let the nervousness. they've done it so much they're not nervous at all. And it was interesting. I was talking to Matt Sanders, and during his squad, because we were just a pair or two away from each other, and he said for the first time he started to bowl, he was nervous. And everybody, if you're not nervous or have a little anxiety, you're not human, right? Or maybe you shouldn't be bowling anymore. It doesn't mean anything.
Yep.
So, but it's how they're able to, push that feeling away or off to the side and focus on what they need to do. Most guys, the thumb comes over early or the hand's sweating and they miss it at the bottom. And that's what those guys are just amazing how they can just repeat shot after shot under any circumstance.
I've always told my wife, and we've been married going on 4 years now, but we've been together 8, 9, and she still loves to come out and watch me bowl for good or for bad. But I've always told her, I said, the day when I lace them up and I don't get a little nervous when I'm bowling is the day that I'm done bowling.
Boy, Ryan Burton here on 5 and 6 had a 4-bagger working, and he's thinking maybe I can get to 220 and Greek Church.
Got a 280 working over here on 11 and 12.
They got iced a little bit too. There was
ball return?
A ball return or something. So hopefully that doesn't affect him. Could be a good thing if you're nervous.
Oh man.
Get a little bit of time.
It's just how you harness that nervousness.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
Do you let it affect you? Oh, it got 0. Oh no. It's a lot of count gone.
Yeah, especially when you're on a double.
It points right to the point you were trying to make there, Scott. Right when you're trying to save it out on tour, right? Like you got to get 3 there. Oh, that's way left. Oh, catches the break.
That's how you score.
Is that 3 that he could have had, it's a 5 out, and that 3 becomes 6, and right? 6 pins is, I guarantee you, come the end of the cut.
Bingo.
That 6 pins makes a massive difference.
Bingo.
410. Left it in front.
We were just talking how 20 guys could be separated by 5, 6 pins. And then you go and you miss 3 that could be 6 somewhere. You hope that doesn't impact your standings, but it very well could.
I very well know sitting here right now, 609, some years that's going to get you in the 64, and some years it doesn't. And if I don't get in, I know it's because I whiffed that 10 pin. And if I do get in, I'm going to thank my lucky stars. That's still a hell of a game to fall on there.
And Aaron McCormick right here in front of us, Greek Church in the fill. There's 5 pins. You just never know when that can come back to bite you. And you can almost know when you don't miss the cut, you look back at those things, I missed it by 3. Yeah. And then sure enough, there's the reason. That Matt's going to have a big game. He's going to be in the 250s to start.
Yeah. Good start. Just takes a lot of pressure off too when you're bowl. It's a 3-game event instead of 4. You get yourself a nice little 230, 240 cushion to start, and it's crazy how much more relaxed and your hand and arm swing gets for the next couple of games. You may not shoot 240 again, but it's a whole heck of a lot easier to shoot spares and get the first one down the lane when you know you have 240 in your pocket.
Well, when you get a good pair, you better get them.
Yep.
You just never know what you're going to get on the next because you don't know how somebody has broken them down.
He had a great year last year on the PBA, Kevin, that is. Made a couple shows, nearly won a major.
He's had a couple of good years. The year he won the Players.
Yep. I tell you what, when they get really hard, he gets really good because the thing he can do better than anybody else right now is he just takes the lane out of play. The U.S. Open last year was probably my second event working with him full time, and we were on the, it was the 39-foot flat or whatever flat. And Kevin doesn't love to throw urethane, and I mean, he gave it the 22 mile an hour, up 12, almost zero rotation on the ball. I mean, and he shot nearly 800 his last 3, and next thing you know, he's bowling to make the show. It's unbelievable.
I challenge a lot of people to find 5 guys more versatile than he is. And that is a challenge. When you think about, he can circle it with the best of them. He is so strong. And one thing about you don't realize is Kevin's got a big set of mitts.
They're huge.
His hands are big. And, obviously he's an athlete, really talented baseball player in his younger days. Matter of fact, they thought, he had a chance to play on professionally. He's a really talented catcher. So he's a lot stronger than you think. And he can circle it. He can pipe it. He has got all the tools. And he's fearless.
It's one of the sole reasons. He's probably one of my favorite guys to work with, because if you're seeing something out there and you have someone that versatile, let's say he's coming off of, let's say, bowled on 30 and 29 and 30 down there, right, and he's giving it the high hard one, but you see that that's not in play on 1 and 2. Hey, I need you to, get to 22 at the arrows and get it to 7 and give it the slow wheel. He looked at me the one time and he's, what's the worst I'm going to do? Split, and then I'm going to strike on the next one, right? Like he has no, caution to the wind.
He's a lot of fun to watch. Some good young talented players too. Trevor Thompson, young lefty. There's a lot of guys that, young kids I should say, that are coming up the ranks. Of course, Kevin's going to have his hands full with lanes 1 and 2. But if there's a guy that can figure it out, he would be one I would say has got a good chance to pull out a good game.
He'll probably give him 210 down there, 210, 215.
Hey, 210 on that pair right now is
every day
230 at least on somewhere else. Well, Ryan Burton is going to really be kicking himself for that Greek church.
Oh, man.
In the 9th frame. 4-bagger, and it's about to strike out here in the 10th. Well, you look, that's... He had a chance to shoot 235, and now he's 190. 45 pins that Greek church cost him. All right, players are moving along. Want to let everyone know, want to thank our sponsors for bringing this broadcast possible here on Savage Bowling TV, and want to thank the Brands of Brunswick for the latest releases and product information. Like them on Facebook at Brunswick Bowling, or go to brunswickbowling.com. Mike Albee's Arrowhead Bowl. Bowling, games, billiards, birthday parties, corporate events, and more. What are you waiting for? Arrowheadbowl.com. And A1 Automotive. Keep your vehicle running like new. Visit A1CarDoctors.com. Also, if you are interested in bowling some of these scratch events or just regular team events, you need to go to IndianaStateUSBC.org. Coming up is the Indiana State Open Championships, February 14th through April 26th in Terre Haute, Indiana. And also the Indiana State Youth Championships from Mike Albee's Arrowhead Bowl in Lafayette from February 28th to April 19th. And coming up, the first Saturday in March, March 7th, will be the 32nd annual Indiana State Queens right here, Championship Lanes in Anderson, Indiana. For entries and dates for all of the tournaments that the Indiana State USBC run, just go to their homepage at IndianaStateUSBC.org. Get out and bowl. All right, players making the shift. All those from around 31, 29 on down, coming down here for their attempt at the low end of the house.
I always love watching people on the flip and to see if they make a move off of where they came from or they throw the same shot, and just to watch the reaction of of what their bowling ball does. Start to see a lot of 2-pin combos get left on the flip.
And you miss the head pin right.
Oh.
Or
they watch it insta-hook.
yeah. It's a lonely feeling.
See what Kevin's doing. Struck in the first frame on lane 1. Throwing big reactive ball with lane shine. See if he's giving it the heater.
And right up the rail.
Yeah. Not quite the heater.
No, that's relatively calm for. And you could tell when he's going to give it to business and the speed, there's a little bit of a recoil in that body. And he's out on the tiptoe on his slide foot. You might see that with the spare here.
So, Scott, I got to ask the hard question here.
Uh-oh. There's no math involved in this question.
There is zero math. I need to understand from your perspective how deep of a run Purdue's making this year.
Oh, in basketball,
In basketball.
Well, obviously there's cause for, some concern. I would say that, we probably don't want that right there, do we?
Come on, Joel. He could put it on the table behind the camera.
Yeah, but he's talking to his viewers too.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, well, we don't, yeah.
Hey,
this is the first. I don't think we've ever had to worry about that.
That's incredible.
But, Purdue has, last year, they went through a little bit of a tough cycle. They lost 3 or 4 there in the Big Ten and then figured out a way to make things work, and we're a play away from the Elite 8.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure, if that's going to happen again, but Braden Smith went on his podcast earlier this week and said they had a players-only meeting.
Okay.
So we'll see if things turn around.
Typically always a positive.
Yeah. Well, they got a couple of get-right games coming up.
Yes.
You're at Maryland, and then you're at home against Oregon, 2 teams that are really struggling.
Yes.
And
Maryland having a tough year, and then to compound that, I have outside of yourself, I have what I would consider a few pretty good friends that are Purdue fans, Adler and Luckett, right? And we talk Big Ten often, and not only is Maryland having a tough year, they have the 4th toughest schedule in the country to surmount with an already not great basketball team. That's never good. And another Big Ten stat the other day that I thought was insane. Rutgers. They looked at when Rutgers came to the Big Ten in all sports in 2014. Their athletic departments have lost $519 million since coming to the Big Ten.
wow.
At what point do you say, maybe we're better off in the ACC, the AAC.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Well,
I mean, it's tough.
Let's face it.
It's supposed to be all about money too. And it hasn't been.
Oh, it has not been.
Yeah.
The Big Ten, everything that's gone on with picking up the West Coast teams has nothing to do with basketball.
Oh, no.
It's all about football.
All football.
And
I mean, you dig a little deeper, and like, as someone who was a student athlete, right, that I would travel 13, 14 weekends a year during the school year, right? Like, we didn't travel far distances, but I remember the toll that took on me. But you start to think about outside of football, which obviously very well funded, but you look at the softball teams or the swim teams or the whatever teams, right? Like, if you're at Oregon or UCLA or USC and, you have a Tuesday night softball game at Rutgers, right? Like, You're 4,000 miles from home for a softball game while also keeping up with your studies, and you know that the money that's coming in from the Big Ten is being shared amongst the football teams, and outside of probably your almost full ride scholarship, you're not reaping many of those benefits.
Right.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah,
I knew it was coming.
Yeah, that's good.
I say that's better.
Yeah, that's how I had it when we first got down.
Yeah, and then he put it right in the middle. Only him.
He's got a pretty good following there on TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to have – we'll just ask Joel to give us a plug on his channel, and we're good. I just didn't want anything that would be on his screen to,
Right. No jump scares.
Yeah, I mean, you can tune into him, and he's drilling bowling balls, giving lessons. Now he's bowling, so.
I just saw somebody had made a comment in the chat. Nice phone right in my way.
I knew it was only a matter of time.
Yeah.
That just shows you that, hey, we have a viewer. And thank you for watching, right?
All right. Guys getting their feet wet here, so we had Kevin McCune down there on the end pair.
Several
Obviously,
strings on 3 and 4.
Yep. Obviously, we see Joel had moved into this bay. Jeremy Adler here in front of us. Who else we got down here?
Who else comes up and starts massaging you, baby?
Dave Small.
None other than.
Always.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't go that far.
I knew it was coming.
You guys good?
Oh, yeah.
Chris Curry.
Thank you.
Well, we got it set to the side now. But it's a big thing. You got your followers and your social media channels, and
all those years ago, they used to say that social media was not a route to pay the bills, and let me tell you how wrong that's gotten.
Oh, yeah.
Between YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, I mean, Instagram has stifled it down, but I knew people that used to create some content in Adobe, and that would be what they post on their Instagram, bowling related. And, we're talking some folks could make 4 or 5 figures a month from Reels. I mean, it was insane.
Yeah, I think Instagram's toned down quite a bit.
Yes, they have.
I've heard people that I know who are creators on Instagram complain about it.
Yeah.
well, and let's face it, there's some guys even on tour with as short as the season is, they're making their living off their social media channels.
That is correct.
It's keeping some of these guys out on tour. If they didn't have that, they might have a hard time bowling every stop.
It seems like it's gone kind of 3 ways. There's the Matt Ogle route, where he owns an unbelievably successful landscaping company, which for a while there was preventing him from bowling some stops because just how busy he had gotten. You've got the guys that have gone the pro shop route, that have a pro shop around, and now you've got the guys that have the social media route, and it's unbelievable what it's been able to do. For guys. I know, firsthand testament. Some guys say that the only reason they're still able to do this is because of how good their social media has blown off. And
But it's just like, Joel, we laugh about his camera, his phone being in front of our camera. But, him sharing that, it's getting more publicity for the event, right? More people are at the ability to watch and see more, and that's what we have to do. And at some point in time, the PBA needs to embrace the social media side of it better. you can reach a lot more people, and you might be able to reach people that aren't true bowlers that would maybe become a fan.
I'd love to see the PBA obviously made the announcement earlier this week about the new CEO and head of media for Lucky Strike, right? And you look at his background a little bit. He was super successful in the NFL. He was successful with the PFL and some other things. And you really just hope that with the connections and what he was able to do before this, right? What eyes can he get on the sport that weren't on it before? What sponsors could he potentially bring back in, right? I mean, if you look back in the early 2000s when, the Microsoft guys had taken it over, I mean, the amount of sponsorships just because the relationships that those guys had, it was unbelievable. There was I don't want to call it the heyday of the PBA because I still think that's 70s, 80s-ish. But, I mean, it brought a whole new world to eyes on the PBA, and I'm hoping that this move can kind of help do that, because if you're not leveraging social media to promote whatever it is you're doing in your life, you're not doing it right.
Well, there's some that can embrace it, and there's some that want no part of it.
Right.
And I can respect both sides.
Mm-hmm.
It is a full-time job to be fully engaged into social media.
Yeah.
But when you can, just like in Joel's case here, he's exposing more and more people to the event. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I think it's a good thing.
Jeff Mann on 3 and 4.
Well, I will tell you right now, that is the pair of death, in my opinion.
He's going to give it a go on the PBA Tour this year, thanks to his the berth from the RPI.
Jeff Mann's going to he's a talented player. Very smooth. A lot of game. I will have to say, I do like the Motive polos that these guys
They've
wear.
done a nice job.
Those are really sharp with the little tiny M's.
Yep.
Those are sharp.
EJ had his on this morning, and it's a very subtle, cool way to support the brand, and then people have to, they see the logo, and it's sharp.
It was funny, the first time he had worn one to League on Wednesday night, and I had never seen it before, and I walked up to him. I said, didn't even look at the shirt, right? And I said, don't they want you to wear their logo all the time? And then he kind of pulled at his shirt a little bit, and then I noticed the shirt was just little tiny, they look like dots, but it's just little tiny M's.
Yep.
I thought, man, that is sharp. Well done.
11 and 12 looks like it's going to be a pretty good pair score-wise. A couple of user error shots over there, but some scores again.
Now checking over, Kevin finally got a double.
Okay.
Strike 9-spare double after the open frame.
Makes me wonder if that 9-spare was another 9-pin for him.
As powerful as his ball is, and the angle sometimes he creates, it's not surprising that he leaves. And these plastic pins, right? You get some funky hits in this house. But if you tickle the head pin, you can send them all over the place. I always thought, man, if I could have a ball that works and just hits light, I'll take my chances. See a lot of 4-pins, 6-pins get tripped.
Oh, yeah. That's where I've made my bread and butter here for a few years, just a light mixer, because I feel like any time I get it to face up, I wrap a dime. Looks like a ball change down there, too, for him.
You would know.
Oh, there's that 9-pin.
Oh, my God, that is just...
Spoke it into, sorry, Kevin, spoke it into existence. Goodness gracious.
Oh. Boy, it just when you throw it that good, there's another one right here in front of us on 7.
Steve Navarro. He leaves a ton of 9-pin. If you watch his ball roll, I mean, it almost, when he releases it, almost feels like the ball's rotating back at you. Oh, how? Oh.
And then the guy next to you just literally topples everything over.
It's a fickle sport.
And I don't mean to say anything bad, but that is one of the most frustrating things about the sport of bowling.
Some days it's better to be lucky than good, and it's how it goes.
You know, Chris Hankins has not a similar role to that, but his ball has a lot of sharp turn on the back end. There's another one, miss head pin right. Pin comes off the side and takes out the 1, 2, 4.
Scott, are you on the train with this this oversized hat situation that we've got in sports now? I looked up and saw one of the Houston fans, and he's got one of the massive oversized ball caps, and I just can't get on that train.
No. I wouldn't want to be the guy sitting behind him. I tell you, the tough thing now with sports in general is all the gambling, all of these what they call prop bets and in-game bets, and
creates more mess.
It's amazing that there isn't more, how do you want to say, guys in trouble?
Oh, sure. Well, and it's gotten so bad, and I mean, I've seen it firsthand because there's allegations against some of the guys on Michigan basketball currently, but it gets so bad that, you know, fans from opposing teams, if they think players are doing things right, like they're going to check Venmo histories, they're going to check like PayPal trend, like everything. It's gotten, I mean, the suspensions that have been handed out, right? Like people
well, they're looking for weird plays.
Oh, like
unusual ways of, you know, making a play or defensive play, or it's
the Cleveland Guardians last year with their closer Emmanuel Clase. They narrowed it down to 2 games from 2 years ago where he threw a ball on the first pitch of the 8th inning, right? And then they traced it back and found that there was higher than usual betting activity on those 2 pitches individually, and now he's suspended from professional baseball. Like it's insane. Point shaving, like.
What's amazing to me is some of these guys that are, you know, that could be in trouble here, how much money they make playing the sport,
right?
And they're talking about getting paid a few $1,000s. It's like
they're costing themselves their careers over $30,000.
It just,
which I get is at times can be life-changing money to some, but for those folks who are making, you know, millions a year, which don't get me wrong, I know that some of those guys put themselves in not great financial spots. I mean, you know, it's the whole reason Adrian Peterson played as long as he did in the NFL, because he had essentially gone bankrupt. But they just put themselves in these positions of $30,000 for their career, and it's really unfortunate. Takes the fun out of the sport. Oh.
Jeremy Adler there off to your right, whiffing the head pin right. He's off to a shaky start here.
Came down with 245 game 1. 245 game 1.
You know, I put him in the Kyle Luckett category.
Yes.
Maybe a little bit more roll,
yeah,
but very similar players. Similar built. They're about the same height. It's just
Purdue fans.
Yeah. He's an alum.
Yep.
Good player.
Jeremy was one of the first guys I met when I moved here in 2019. I joined League of Masters that year, and I got drafted to a team with Lish, himself, and another indie guy, Ted Patrick. And Jeremy and I have been, I'd say, pretty good friends ever since. And I tell you what, when his ball roll matches up, man, it is hard to beat him.
Yeah, he's a I put him on that sneaky level.
Oh, yeah.
Kyle was very sneaky.
Both unsuspecting. but very good.
Kyle, you watch him bowl and it's like, oh, I'm going to run this guy over. And then all of a sudden you look up and you're down 30 after 6 or 5 frames. And
I mean, he held the singles lead in Reno. Last year was Baton Rouge, year before that was Vegas. I mean, 3 years ago in Reno, I mean, he held the lead for however many weeks in the singles event. Like, you just sneaky good player.
he can repeat
He's a
shot
machine.
after shot.
When he gets comfortable kind of playing out there on the gut or on the twig, goodbye. Thanks for playing. Come again.
Yeah, I just see Kevin has doubled after that solid 9. See a few guys with some strings going here.
Kyle Luckett, my forever doubles partner at Nationals.
You could do a lot worse than that, that's for sure. I know it was a great feeling for him to win last year. There's nothing more cool than, to hear your name announced every year, and you come into these events and you see your name on the masking units, and something they never take away from you.
Nope.
Another Purdue alum here on lane 10, Matt Bilyeu from the Fort Wayne area. You talk about rev rate. Matt puts some mustard on the hot dog there, that's for sure. And as you know, Joey, it's a power game anymore. There's guys that are still good, the Parker Bones of the world, that are really good finesse type players, but if you can rev it 420 plus, you got a great chance.
Getting an absolute bird's eye view of every shot that got thrown on the PBA Tour last year. For the longest time when they were talking oil patterns and disparities between the left and the right side of the lane and this and that, right? Like, it has become less and less about left side versus right side, and it has become significantly more about low rev versus high rev players. And it doesn't matter what length you put out these days. I think they've tried to do some things with the pattern shapes this year. They went to a new, kind of by committee designing the patterns for the lane man to run, whereas it's not the lane man creating them anymore. But I think you might see some different shapes this year, which I think is good. But last year it felt like whether we bowled on 38 foot or 48 foot, it all turned into we're jumping into 4th and 5th arrow by game 2 and 3. And if you didn't have the rev rate or rotation to be able to get in there, you got left in the dust. And some of the casualties of that week in and week out at times became guys like Stu Williams or Frankie Lavoie or some of those really good finesse shot repeaters, but they just, when they were, jumping in there, their repeatability needed to be significantly higher than someone, like an EJ or a Belmo or a Troop who can just blast it and get away with some of those off hits.
Yeah, and really with the heavier volumes that they're now putting out on these patterns, and guys like Frankie Lavoie have kind of struggled, and the finesse player, the guy with great touch, who had a little bit of an advantage in previous years, not as much in this current state of keeping more volume so the pattern holds up. And you have to kind of think, is it try to negate the two-handers advantage? Remember, you go back to the TOCs from years past, and Belmo could struggle the first so many games, and then as the tournament kept going and the number of games kept going, all of a sudden Belmo would find his way near the top. And they're trying to get, Kevin just came in light again, 210.
But yeah, I agree 100%.
He is not going to be a happy camper coming across here in a few minutes.
And now I think guys like Frankie, are still going to continue at times to excel at events like the U.S. Open or the Masters because, you know, they haven't necessarily jumped on that wagon of bumping Mills way up and tampering with some of those shapes, right? So like last year, I mean, there's a reason that perennially almost that Frankie is always on a U.S. Open telecast because it becomes a shot maker over the marathon type piece, right? Not 12 games of qualifying. Okay, here's your 24-man bracket. But, yeah.
Well, and the U.S. Open is still a finesse.
Yes.
It's a finesse tournament.
Especially at Woodland.
That's a tricky center anyway.
Oh, where's the 10 pin on 6? All right, let's see what we got here. Okay, so couple decent scores still available on 3 and 4. 5, we got one out there.
Jeff Mann can shoot 225 if he strikes out.
Yep.
Somebody can shoot 250 over there.
Yep.
That's a huge score
on that pair.
On 3 and 4.
Noel Vega. That was an interesting game going. Gutter 9, 2-bagger, 9 spare, 4-bagger, and now he's looking at a 4-6-7. Or is that a 3-4-7? I can't tell.
That is not a 6-pin. That looks like a 2-pin or 3-pin. I mean,
the old 3-4-7.
Yeah.
Oh, caving the 4-9.
Well, he had a rough start to the first squad this morning.
Yes, he did. 128.
And there's another one where you know he's probably like, okay, I got a game here, and then all of a sudden you go open, and then you're trying to avoid going open again and shooting 2-0 rather than maybe 210 or 220.
Shot from Jeff.
Game 2 just about done here. Got some good games going. You're right about 11 and 12. That looks like it could be a pretty good pair.
It does.
We've seen some sizable scores. I didn't see, did the young man have 280 to fill that last game?
78?
76.
76.
Ooh, 6 count on the fill, huh?
Yeah, I think he left 2, 4,
yeah,
2, 6, what was that, 2, 6, 8, 9, or 9, 10.
Yeah. Do we need to have a rack here with all the pins on it? We need a chart.
Oh, no, they're on the well, the masking units are kind of covered.
I was to say on his fill shot, I don't think
3, 6, 9, 10.
Yeah. It was a little up the lane.
Yeah.
Very common leave in this center on the pattern this weekend.
Scores should be updated for game 1.
I think we, let's see here.
Let's go to that team app. Yeah, they're.
Yeah, Derek Newsom with a 276. Let's see, what else do we have here? 255, that was Hankins. Jordan Bowerly, 248 start. Jeremy Adler, 243.
Sanders, 256.
Yeah, Chris Safarth with 234. Austin Pavey with 234. 225 for Richie Beninghoff. So yeah, we got some guys. Mike Svilar with 220, Mike Banker at 220. So we got some guys off to some good starts. We have, looks like we're gonna have 240 something here on lane 3 and 4. We have a chance to have several 220s here at least on 11 and 12.
I just sat down. I was lonely.
You're fine, Dave. Dave Small, the proprietor here at Championship Lanes, and
just keeps adding to his collection.
yeah, wonderful host. Not only of the Indiana State USBC events, Indiana High School Bowling, PBA, regional tour, the old guys tour, the 50 tour.
Yeah, when are you coming out to bowl there?
Yeah. You, Dave, you've seen me bowl. I would. No, yeah. No way. Huge crowds here, though, this morning and this afternoon. We're down here behind lanes 7 and 8. Scott Gilmore, Joey Criswonos, and Chad Lester here in the broadcast booth. And Joey, appreciate you hanging out with us here during the 1 o'clock squad. I know you got some stuff to do this afternoon or this evening.
609. Well done.
Yeah.
I don't think, though, if that's going to be good enough this year.
Trust me, 609 is fine. If it was 5,
Nostradamus has spoken.
if it was 569, then I'd be a little.
Yeah, well, you're down in my neighborhood.
All I know is if 609 isn't good enough, when I go to bed tonight, I'm going to call Aaron McCormick, and I'm going to have him write tickets to every score that's above me that allows me to get into the top 64.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, you know what? The horrible thing is he would do it too.
He would love to.
That would help him make friends.
Yes. It would give him more time in his new Mustang that he loves.
He doesn't have the Mustang.
He didn't drive the
No,
Mustang
he
today.
drove the other one. He said it was icy out. I said,
Yeah, the
Aaron, all
Mustang
you've been-
can't be used in bad weather, he said.
yeah. I said all you've talked about for the last 5 years is staying on the extra 6 months to get that Mustang, because technically his 30 years was in December.
Yeah, he lives
It is sharp.
right next to my in-laws,
Yeah.
and I drove over there and like, he's got both cop cars
Yeah.
in the driveway now.
Just has
That's what he told
dealer's
me.
choice in the morning.
Yeah, if it's bad weather, he has to use the regular one.
You gotta throw somebody off. No, you're fine. I just had to do it, Scott. Throw
I
your
could have
guests
got
out.
you a microphone. You can give that back to him. I could give you a microphone.
I know I look better with the headset on. Thank you.
Do you?
I got the face of radio. We all know that.
Oh, let's see here. Which one is this one?
Which one did you grab, the left or the right?
I grabbed the right.
Okay, so
I could
that's
say
4.
something, but I won't.
Yeah, there we go.
Good afternoon, all of our crazy fans out there.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 2026 Indiana State Masters.
I think that you're awful loud. You know that? You don't have to inhale the microphone. Jeez.
You know, shit, it's just stuff never changes with frickin' Gilmore. God.
So, we were going to say something. You just purchased a center in Decatur, Illinois,
Yes.
and you guys are getting ready to host a PBA event right out of the gate. How cool is that?
It was definitely going to be a very interesting week. I mean, we haven't even had the center for 9 months. Well, actually, it'll be 9 months in March, but yeah, we're excited. I mean, the tour actually is coming to the two extremes of the centers right now. The newest one in Illinois, and hate to say it, Scott, the oldest one that we've had the longest at Pro Bowl in Fort Wayne. So they're going to see both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah. Back-to-back weeks, right?
Back to back.
Yeah. Well, you'll be a busy individual.
Oh, I have nothing to do with my time.
He loves it.
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with my time. You know better than that.
Well,
I just sit there. And,
we've heard stories.
yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I mean, obviously, you are a proud supporter of the tour, which is a great thing, and I know they respect and think highly of you for all of the dedication and hard work it takes to put on these events, and obviously you're giving the tour your center for a whole week, and that's not a lot of places are willing to do that, and that's a really great thing for you guys. And I know it's going to be exciting to have back-to-back TV shows at your bowling centers.
Yeah, I got to remind them not to put too many cameras on me because they say the cameras add 10 pounds. And one year, I don't know how many they put on me. I just looked like I ballooned anyway. I look like one of those floats going down during the Thanksgiving Day parade, so not so much. But no, we enjoy it. We enjoy it. I mean, this will be our 106th event. Will be in Decatur, and 107th will be in Fort Wayne. So we're very excited about that. And It's really good for the community. Victory Lane's in Decatur. It's going to be really good for Decatur to have some good, positive coverage, and very, very happy for them.
Have they haven't released the senior tour schedule yet, have they?
They have not. They have not. They know one event right now, basically, where it's at World's in conjunction with the World Series in Minnesota, and I hosted that the first 3 years, and it was time for somebody else to give it a good shot because it's a demanding week. It's a lot of work, and I think when they brought it up that they could get in conjunction with the regular tour, I said, go for it. I said that's great for bowling, period. Not everybody, today's generation might not know some of the big names that we grew up on, Scott. We're the same age. All the way through here. We're just getting old and sore, and bowling hurts, and it should be 4 games because it takes me 2 games to get warmed up anymore. But so when they brought that to me, I said, hey, you know what? Take the tour, take the tournament. You're good. I'm okay.
And it's cool this year too because it's affording them, being in the same spot at the same time, the opportunity for those guys to get TV time as well, which is something some of those guys haven't been able to do in a long time, right? So they're giving them a TV show for it on national TV, which I think is really neat.
I think it's been almost 20 years since the seniors have been on TV.
Yeah. It's funny. I think of the senior tour, and I remember watching John Handegard, winning it seemed like every week, and that you really haven't seen a whole lot of the senior tour on even since the late 90s. And yeah, it's great to see some of the, because let's face it, there's still some really, really good senior bowlers that are bowling the PBA 50 tour. And
oh, absolutely. And then you've got, guys coming up this year and the next couple of years that are going to be joining when they turn 50. Rash is starting to get close. Sorry, Sean, not throwing you under the bus on that or anything, but in the next 5-6 years you'll be out there with us, and I'll be 59. Oh God. I say that really fast.
Let's pull the reins back on the horses.
When's your birthday again, Scott? You're before me, if I remember correctly.
I'm in May.
That's right. He's older than me.
Yeah.
I'm not the oldest one at this table. God, that makes me feel good. Oh, Sheesh, that makes me feel good.
So, Dave, out of all the events you've hosted,
yes, sir,
which is the most, I guess, has been the most memorable, or the one, like, when you think back to all the events, the first one that comes to mind, and why?
Wow, that's a tricky question. Funny enough, I just got asked that last week. Probably watching Weber in 2017 in Fort Wayne win his 100th title, and to me be in the booth with Randy calling it and screaming, and we both cried. I mean, that was pretty special. There's been so many incredible memories. We've crowned 105 champions. So it's hard. That would probably be the most vivid one for me. Watching that, and then Pete blowing me the kiss and pointing at me, and we both cried afterwards. That was pretty special.
That's cool.
And just watching a couple of the younger kids that have won over the years and gone on to become stronger bowlers. EJ Tackett's won in my house. It's pretty freaking cool. I don't care what you say. EJ's won in this house multiple times, high school, different tournaments here. So he's always bowled well here at Championship.
We had talked earlier that one of our favorites, I'm speaking on Chad's behalf too, is when EJ won at Kokomo, and he gives a shout out to winning at the Ebonette Lafayette Open in your old center in Lafayette.
Yeah, yep.
We thought that was pretty cool, giving us little podunks, a little shout out. But a lot of memories.
A lot of great memories. More to be made. I mean, who's next? That's the question.
Yeah. There's a lot of good young talent out there.
There's a lot of good young talent out there. I'm glad they've opened the fields up a little bit more this year than what they had a couple of years ago, because I think it limits quite a bit of the young talent. When you've got a field of, let's say, 64, and you've got, let's say, 56 guys in the tournament. You got 100 and plus in the PTQ, and you got 100 guys bowling for 9 spots. That's a bit challenging at times.
Yeah.
That's very tough. And so I'm glad they've opened the fields up quite a bit this year. I mean, I think our PTQ, we're probably going to have close to 100 in both events. And I'm sure we'll be able to take more than 5 or 6. I think hopefully we'll get like 14, 15.
It's hard to build stars when some of your good young players can't even get out of the PTQs and get in the main field.
No.
So I agree. I would love to see. I like it back in the old days when you would look at the field and there might be 160 in the field that week.
Mm-hmm.
I know they're trying to solidify players making a good living, but when you have a sport that's only 3 months, that would be the least of my worries. I feel like you want to have opportunity for guys to at least have a chance. And who knows what you can create,
right.
How much bigger you can make things if certain guys are making the shows. I know it helps when EJ and Jason and some of those guys are bowling every weekend or on every show, but there's some really good young players that were just kind of stuck in the PTQ and couldn't get out of it.
Yep, and that's, like I said, having the bigger fields is really going to help some of these young talent come up and, maybe make a couple more cuts, maybe get through the PTQs and give them a little bit more experience out on the big floor.
Well, and it's hard for those guys to get comfortable when they show up that week not knowing if they're going to get more bowling. Like, they're worrying about their rental car reservation, their hotel, because they have it booked for one night because they don't know if they're going to make it to the next day, right? It's tough to get in any kind of rhythm or have any continued success if there's 80 guys and they're bowling for 3 spots.
That's right. And I think you still got the majors, and the majors are pretty open. I wish they'd open the U.S. Open a little bit more for the guys instead of that being such a confined invite kind of thing. I've expressed my concerns on that because I hosted the Players Championship last year, and we had 170, I think 174, 176 in the field. So it was a wide open, big field. And, the 20-year-old kid decides to walk away with it. Watching, that was actually pretty special as well, watching, Ethan win his first tournament last year, Ethan Fiore. And those lanes were just god-awful.
Torched.
What they put down, and you looked at it, you thought, okay, you could play outside, because I said, I really want the guys to be able to go outside for the pattern, because I usually request certain things based on, how I want because everybody on tour knows Dave likes scores. Dave likes scores for his tournaments, except, the Masters. I want to see them struggle out here and beat their heads against the wall. This is fun. This reminds me of why I don't do this anymore. And but usually on the tour, I like to have scores. I like the guys to have a good time, throw some strikes. But regardless, they're coming off the U.S. Open to my place in Decatur. We're bowling on the Carmen Salvino, which is a little bit softer to begin with. So these guys are going to be like laser focused.
Well, you need a break after the U.S. Open.
Oh yeah,
anyway.
Those patterns. You start looking at those patterns, and I love Nick Hoagland. I love Nick Hoagland, but sometimes I just want to look at him and go, "You Satan master, you! Good Lord, those are so diabolical." I'm trying to follow, and I go, "Okay, I'm lost.
Yeah,
I don't know where to throw the ball. I think I'll just chuck it at the head pin, and call it a day." But no,
looks like a Picasso painting.
Oh, it did.
When you look at the lane graph.
Sell one of those for a couple $1 million. I think we're in. But no.
Yeah.
I always give a shout out to Nick. Nick's a dear friend of mine, but I'll tell you what, that brain of his is kind of scary.
Yeah, he's a smart guy.
It's kind of scary when it comes to patterns. So
well, and it's funny if you look at the patterns for this upcoming year, the ones that they've released so far. Someone said, that Nick is a part of the 4 or 5 man committee that's designed the patterns this year. And if you look at Dragon this year, the 47-footer, all they did was take day 4 of the U.S. Open last year, and they just extended it, the Tetris-looking pattern. Mm-hmm. So it's literally that pattern from the U.S. Open extended. He's got that trademark. Like when you see a pattern, you're like, oh, Hoagland did that. Like it's.
Oh, there's definitely a trademark on it. Sometimes it's a little scary to look at. You want to cry. I saw a couple of the patterns from the U.S. Open. I think it was last year, and I almost wet myself trying to go, well, I don't know what to do. So how would you play this, Dave? I'd leave my stuff in the truck.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, and just hang out and talk to everybody and laugh at them, But but bringing it back to the Masters here as well. I mean, this tournament, we'll have 400, and I think we'll have close to 500 this year.
I'm going to say we're going to be right at 500, somewhere in that range.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing tournament in Indiana. We actually have Scott Barker down from Michigan, USBC Michigan, here as well. He's, they're trying to learn how to, refocus theirs and design and help grow their tournament in Michigan. So we were excited that Scott came down to check it out. This is my 11th Masters here, so not 11th. Good Lord. Yeah.
We're here quite a bit. It's kind of cool. We're here for the Senior Masters. We're here for the Queens.
Yeah.
We appreciate that. And then you're hosting the another event, the 99th annual Women's State Championships.
Yep. Women's will be here this year.
Yeah. March 28th through April 26th.
Yep. The women's will be here. First time the women's been back here in, I think, 5 years. We host so much here. I mean, I was talking with a few of the guys back in the office, and we'll end up, I don't need to say it. The Masters isn't going to leave here. We're good.
Yeah, well, I don't know why you would move anything that gets 500 entries.
Exactly. So they're like, so you want to do another 5 years? Sure, why not? We're good. Let's do it. So so we'll get that done. Get that locked in, and. But it just becomes, with as much as we host here, I mean, Masters, Queens, Senior Masters, sometimes the mixed state we get usually in the fall, and then women's this year we've hosted, high school bowling, good Lord.
Yeah.
How many finals have we had in high school bowling in this house?
Finals, yeah, absolutely.
So we don't mind putting on the show for everybody.
Well, your dedication to the sport will never be in question by those that really know what it takes, and obviously it's a your bowling has its own worst enemies in some regard, but those that truly know the sport and appreciate it, they know your dedication to it and appreciate all the time and effort that you do to help keep these type of events alive.
Well, someone's got to do it. But I think the thing I'm most proud of is to give these. I think the most thing I'm proud of is I give these guys, a really nice facility to come to, which I think is important. It's clean, it's friendly, it runs. I mean, even my GM right now, if you look down to lane 20, she's grabbing a deadwood.
I made that comment earlier. I said, what other bowling center can you walk into outside of your centers in Indy where you're going to see the GM going and running deadwood during an event? It's unbelievable.
That's what she does.
She's unbelievable.
That's what she does. What's funny is I lost a GM 4 years ago in January. She passed away, Linda. You guys remember Linda up in Kokomo. And Linda was always known for wearing the heels and the skirts and the pencil skirts. She was from Britain. And she always, impeccably dressed. Well, she loved to chase deadwood because she would come back with lots of dollar bills because she would run down the caps in her heels. In her 4-inch heels, she would run down the caps. And when she would bend over to pick the deadwood up, there would always be a little bit of something for the bowlers to see.
Goodness.
And they would throw dollar bills, and it was always kind of comical. They would always throw some kind of comical. She might bend over and kind of, do the twist or something, throw the pin and run back. So it was always kind of cute. It was very, very sad when we lost Linda. She was our matriarch of the company. Because that'll be 12 years. God, we'll be 12 years in Kokomo this year. Oh my Lord! 11 years here. 15.
It goes by fast, doesn't it?
It does. It does. We celebrated January 23rd. I'm sure you saw that, Scott. That was 17 years. 17 years.
Yeah.
That we had bought Lafayette.
Looking around here to see who we have in front of us. John Verbiage, Ronnie Russell, not too far away. Kevin McCune on a TV pair.
Yeah, Verbiage is my boyfriend. He comes equipped with handcuff and belly clubs too, so we're good.
He bowling a lot more PBA 50 stuff and doing quite well.
He spent this summer up in he bowled in Jackson quite a bit at the World Series, so that was cool.
Dwayne Burton on 11 and 12. That's been a good pair so far in this event.
There's definitely a few out there.
Scott, last game, 11 and 12, produced another 3 230-plus games.
Yeah, it's been one to watch.
Some scores here on 5 and 6.
Bill Story on 11 and 12. Mike Bankert down there as well. Pretty good pair. Draw there.
Oh, that makes me feel good. I just realized something. Sorry, Scott. I just looked out to 2022 Gilmore.
Yeah.
Senior.
Yeah, old guy.
Old guy. First time I met Scott Gilmore, I thought he was an absolute jackass. Absolute jackass.
Jeez, thanks, Dave.
Well, you were. You walked in, grabbed your shit, all upset at me, and because my open tournament and this, that. Remember when we first met? It was rough.
Yeah, it was probably kind of edgy. Yeah, but we're all right.
Oh hell, we've been good for almost 17 years, if you can believe that, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, he was an absolute jackass when I met him. I was like, who is this guy coming
17
in?
years ago, I was in my 30s.
We both were.
I know.
Scary.
I didn't have hair then either.
No, he didn't actually. I think you were 5 when you didn't have hair.
Yeah.
5.
Probably.
5.
Born without it and still don't have it.
Oh, by the way, funny. Have you guys been putting out the old Lafayette Open final rounds?
Yeah, and I still have more to
Okay, I was just checking because I've been catching those a couple of times, and I was chuckling on because I think he had 98 up or 90, 95, 98.
The evolution of the bowling center,
I
how
have
much
the
it changed.
first, second, and third. I think I stopped. The last one was in 2001, maybe.
Okay.
So
Because I caught a couple of them. I caught Dave Hurt was bowling.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I think Chad, you might have been on that show.
I was 2001, was it? 2000 to 2001, I was on that show. Finished third.
yeah. Well, my hats off to you guys for bringing those out because that's actually
awesome.
That's some,
I got
that's
them
some,
ready to go.
That's
I
some
just
cool
gotta-
stuff.
It takes some time to
Yeah.
edit
That's some cool
together.
stuff. Your voice hasn't changed at all. You know.
That's I got the face for radio. And
That's right.
It's just crazy to look back at those and see Scott doing the commentary on how much really you've improved.
Oh yeah, it was rough the first
Yeah.
way to go.
Who cares?
It's still rough. Are you kidding me?
I'm
sure they
I'll
dread
be
it.
gentle.
I know.
I'll be gentle.
But it was also hard. You were running the tournament and doing that.
Yep.
So trying to be prepared was the hardest.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing was, we had like all this stuff what we would put up in the bowling center for the TV show. It would be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. We'd be getting out of there after we set everything up.
Yeah, the last one I worked was 02, and it was darn near 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Because we
actually
made
had a
the whole
TV
set.
company come in and do it. It was long before we did any live streaming. Yeah, it was challenging.
And we put out just a whole set around the settee area.
Oh, yeah.
It was this
Yeah.
hanging felt from the ceiling. And
Yeah. A
closing it
lot
off.
of work.
And I still have your plaque, by the way.
Yeah, see, I was nice, wasn't I?
You were.
Yes.
Yeah, we were.
Yeah, I honored you for
20 years.
Yeah.
20 years.
I
in the event.
appreciate that you still have it.
I do. Got a couple middle fingers taped on it, and other stuff like that. No, I'm just kidding.
I figured you dartboard.
No, I would never do anything like that. That was very, very kind and thoughtful.
Yeah, I caught you off guard.
You did actually. It was one of those few times I was actually at a loss for words.
Well,
I'll give you that one. How's that sound?
That
never happens.
You softy.
Oh yeah, right. Well, just saying.
Hey, I appreciate. Here's the thing that a lot of people don't understand. This is your prime time of the season, right? This is when bowling is at its busiest, and you allow your center to be shut down for events. And those that have run tournaments, you don't realize how much you appreciate that, because it is. You could have any tournament that you want. But if the proprietor is not involved in it, it doesn't work out. So I know that's
Well,
I'm waiting for the chat to blow up here on.
The chat. What are they doing?
I don't know.
Oh, who said they loved me? Oh, isn't that sweet? Thank you. Thank you. Oh, Andrea
I bet
Moore.
you he didn't call you a jackass.
Touche. Touche, Gilmore. Touche.
So what? So now what are you going to do? Are you heading anywhere? Are you going to stick around all weekend, or are you going somewhere else?
I'll probably be here for a while today. I'll be back tomorrow, obviously, for the finals. I got a few things I got to take care of. 7 locations sometimes can be a bit overwhelming at times, but you know, there's 7 currently. Keyword.
Oh.
Keyword.
Now, are
What?
you done?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right. We'll leave it at
No.
we'll leave it at that.
Nope. I think number 8 is not too far away in the future. So we'll see. We'll see.
Hey, if that's as long as you're happy and you have the energy, that's all that matters.
What is happy? How can I be happy?
I don't know. That's a great question.
No. I mean, it's the thing I love is I love being able to take something that from one level to another, and I pride myself on that. I'm very fortunate and blessed with good people.
Absolutely.
Zach in the office has been with me 8 years. Angie's going to be 11 years this year. Hell, Marty's been with me 14 now.
Yeah.
2012, 14 years.
How long has Shannon been here doing the back end for you?
Shannon's been here for probably 105 years.
He was part of the original staff, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Shannon is, we actually have quite a few original staff. I think we have about 6 or 7, the original staff here over 10 years. Mm-hmm. So we have quite a few staff here still. Yeah, Shannon's worked in this building since he was, say, 7 or 8 years old. I mean, he's 45 now, 45, 46. So he's been here 30 plus years.
Yeah, we worked with him the very first high school bowling
Yep.
that we ever covered in 2015.
Yeah, he's been here. He's been here since pretty much the building. Rhonda's been here probably 30 plus. Stephanie's been here a long time. Angie's been here 10. So we got a lot of people. I'm blessed that way. I'm very blessed. Most of the time, bowling centers are not known to keep their staff.
Yeah.
They're known to, turn them quick and burn them, and we're very, very fortunate that I guess we do something right for them, and that they want to stick around.
Absolutely.
Or they want to stick around.
Front 7 on 5 and 6.
Yeah,
Here.
Chad, we might want to
Yeah.
switch over to that. Richie Benninghoff, and it's not been a questionable front 7. He has annihilated the racks.
I haven't been watching. I've been watching the whole dang house. That's what I do. That's why I can't bowl this stuff. I bowled the Lafayette Open one year.
Yeah.
I did. And I finished first when you turned the paper upside down.
Yeah, it was not easy, was it?
No.
Never was.
Well, I designed the patterns and let Scott pick the one that he thought was going to be the ugliest. But funny thing, remember the year we did the 30?
Oh, man.
Oh, we're no
Wow.
jinx, no announcer jinx. I love it.
I hesitated when like you said,
No black
switch over.
tie.
Like, maybe we should wait till the 10th frame. Not now.
And if you missed the first 7 or didn't see any of them, they have all looked exactly like that one.
Yes.
Yep.
Well,
Richie from the northern part of the state, around the Elkhart area, and really talented young player. He's been bowling a lot more regionals here as of late. I bowled state tournament with Richie for a few years, and when he gets lined up, he can strike with the best of them.
Great ball roll.
One of the first two-handers that I remember seeing up in the northern region.
All right, I'm going to go walk around a bit. I bring bad luck.
All right.
You know how that goes.
All right. Well, Dave, thanks for joining us.
Well, thanks for letting me just, sit down, take the microphone away, and just go for it, like I always do.
Well, Joey K's a great guy, so he's a nice guy.
I try.
Joey's actually a dear friend of mine, I think.
Now,
Okay,
here's
totally
the test.
good.
Here's a test.
Yes, dear.
Say his last name.
Screw that.
We just say Joey K.
I just say K. Joey K, so much simpler.
Yeah, there we go.
I just look at him and go, my friend Joey.
Yeah.
So much easier.
All right. Well,
How exactly do you pronounce it?
Chryzwanos.
That's right. Crazy Ganos.
Nailed it.
There you
Yeah.
go. See? I could have called him, crazy something else. But, I wouldn't do that. I would not do that. Well, I'm glad you guys are here as always.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys bringing the Masters out to the masses. And, you know,
anytime.
guys, in Indiana, just one thing real quick. If you've not bowled the Masters, come out and try it.
Absolutely.
It is a great experience. It is a challenging condition. It's a humbling condition. And you would be surprised how much you learn by coming out here.
Absolutely.
You really would.
Well,
and you'll meet a lot of nice people.
Absolutely.
Even Scott.
Even me.
Even Scott.
Even me.
All right, party on, guys.
All right,
Love
appreciate
you
it,
guys.
Dave. Thanks a lot.
Thanks,
Love you
Dave.
guys.
All right, we'll see you. Dave Small, everyone. And now we're back here on 5 and 6. A lot of strikes here on 5 and 6.
Getting down to the nitty gritty here. No squeezing here. Had 400 at the turn. Little in.
Oh, and it held.
Wow.
Oh, and he knew it too. Oh, he got that in and it pushed. 290 so far, the high game of the tournament, shot by Trent Jarvis last night, game number 1.
Man, he threw it good last night.
Hey, this is his hometown. He bowls here all the time. Trent's a good guy.
Some of those higher scores from the first game, those players kind of went down. Some of the guys that didn't start off so well, kind of coming to him.
You know, when we talked about the lane pattern, that instance right there with Richie's last shot,
Yep.
he missed at least 2 or 3 right or left. With that extra length,
Yes.
you know, guys that have the right roll or ball speed or whatever, they've been able to get that ball to push. But he's also thrown a couple, not missing far right, but getting the ball out, and it's come back nicely, and he's shred racks, and that's why you're seeing some bigger scores on the higher end.
That what they've done with the lane pattern this year, while they haven't tweaked it immensely, the little things that they did is essentially what's resulted, in my opinion, in the little higher scores. They took a couple of the 2-2s out, so there's a little more hook out. And then while the pattern is, 42 feet, if you look at, where the machine actually stops and starts, it's really only 36 or 37 foot. Now the brush is going to buff it to 42, but there's no active oil going to that length. But that extra buff from 38 to 42 as opposed buffing from 35 to 38, that's going to give you that little extra in. And when you take some of the 2-2s out, you're going to have a little more shape right.
Well, I'm looking at scores here after game 2, and I'm going to Robin Hours, A-U-R-S. I apologize if I mispronounced that. Plus 90 after 2.
Oh, man.
223, 267. Matt Sanders plus 81. Chris Hankins plus 81. Kyle Toyas right here in front of us is plus 73. Josh Jones plus 68. Tyler Fowler plus 53.
What's 64th at right now after those 2 games?
64th would be plus 4.
Ooh, wow.
Golly.
Jumped up.
I'm playing with fire down there, Scott.
All right, here we go. Richie Benninghoff, front 9, right lane. Wastes no time.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good. Come on, Richie, one more now.
If you had to pick a number right now, Scott, I know there's one more game left to go on this squad. What do you think 64th place is going to look like when the dust settles tonight after the last squad?
Ooh, I can't venture a guess. I will after this squad.
Okay. Okay.
I'll have a guess that I'll probably put in play, but
Sure.
Here we go. Number 11.
That's such a good ball roll.
And he wastes no time.
That's pretty good in.
Oh.
Trip it! Oh, nice run.
Good run.
289 with the spare.
Unbelievable bowling.
Yeah, that's an awesome game for this.
Especially on this end of the house.
Yeah.
Goodness
Let's
gracious.
see, where was...
If he whiffs the spare here, it gives him.
Yeah, Richie was -3 coming into that game.
Man.
All of a sudden, now
That
you're
changes-
plus 86.
Changes your whole outlook. Great bowling. 686. Just takes it, like we talked about earlier, you take advantage of the parry where you have it good. And man, did he do that.
Absolutely. Man, just a skosh in again on that.
Not quite as kind to him.
Well, but you know what? It feels good when you're out of the number and then all of a sudden you just execute at a premium.
Take a big sigh of relief.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'd be half tempted to go get a beer after this.
Oh, man.
I don't even smoke a cigarette, but it would sound good, you know?
I mean, 86, I mean, that's got to put him close to top 16 now, right?
Well, 86 would put him in 5th place of the finished.
Yeah. I mean, you're looking from, if you put up a decent score, knowing you're coming back to bowl 3 more in the morning to now shooting 289, and you almost put yourself in the top 16 and you save yourself 3 games.
You know, when you start looking, you know, when you're looking through the scores and you're trying to find someone, you know, it takes you a long time to find them. There's a whole lot of bowlers on this list. We're already probably at close to 300 bowlers right now after 3 squads.
Oh, boy. Gets the hit.
And this is Kyle Toyas here in front of us, and he was plus 73. And he's just trying to.
He's trying to stay clean and get out of
He's
there.
trying to hang on for dear life. You don't want to give too many back.
No, because you get tomorrow morning and the pins carry over. If you don't get inside that 16 number, you need every pin you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Great game, Richie.
That's always the answer. Throw it better. Scott, I think you should lace up for the APM squad.
Do they have a 1 a.m. squad? I could lace up for that by myself. What'd you shoot, Scott? Oh, 774. No one was here to watch.
I bowled the Desperado by myself. Doors were closed, and they might have ran house. I don't know what to tell you.
Right now, Joey, you're in 55th.
Oh, boy. I don't like that.
Now, there's going to be some guys that are right above you, probably have maybe some questionable games that will drop down.
Sure.
But
if it were to hold like that going into this squad, I was 28th. If I finish in 55th, I mean, that was a good amount of folks shooting 6+ there that set.
Are there duplicates on that list?
I don't know. I'd have to look.
I think
I would.
They haven't removed them yet, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't
I could be
see any
wrong.
yet.
I hope so. I hope so.
I don't see any yet.
What is that sign?
If there aren't, you've broken my heart.
Combine, keep looking.
I'm on the combined scores right now.
Yeah. That's a combine of all squads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This would technically qualify as the B squad, is that right?
This would be B squad, yep.
Yeah. Last night was F, and then they go A, B, C,
It's so
D.
funny how they added that squad and they just said, "Oh, we're just gonna
Call it F.
we're gonna call it F because
I would have been A, but
yeah, hey, if it works for their organization, perfect.
they know what they're doing.
Right. Could you imagine? I mean, because I'm sure that they would have had to go in and rename things as right, like in the software. Doug Henry, that old faithful blue hammer.
Old Blue.
That's all I ever see him throw.
I was gonna say
Every
the
time.
same thing.
I
saw him take a ball out of his bag that wasn't it, and I said, "There's no way that unless that's his spare ball, there's no way that's going down the lane."
I'm telling you right now, if that ball don't have about 1.3 million games on it, I don't know.
You can go back and probably search his, go on his USBC, search him up, and find him. Oh, 4, 7, 9, 10 high flush. Whoa.
You saw it on that championship pair on this on this stream.
But you go back and add up, find out what year that ball came out, and just go add up every game he's got sanctioned on USBC, and I bet you get to a good number. Nope.
And John Verbic is plus 14 after 2. Ronnie Russell not having a good go of it, minus 85.
And Verbic is on a 3-bagger going into the 9th here, 108 in the 5th 3-bagger.
I thought he would have some success. He's a piper.
Bang.
Yeah.
I got the pleasure of bowling him in match play 2 years ago at this event, and I ran out of wood by the 7th frame. If he can get it to the 1-2, good night. 2 out of 3 years I've lost to a lefty. I lost to Sanders the 1 year in the round of 8. I whiffed a 4-pin. Lost to Verbic because he shot 289 at me. And then the other, I don't remember who I lost to 2 years ago. It was a righty, but in the round of 8 again.
Well, and you know one thing, Verbic is playing hard and straight.
Oh.
It's going to have decent hand in it, but it's going to have a lot of speed.
It goes back to the McCune bit. It just takes the pattern out of play. Maybe gets it to tip a touch, but oh, we almost made it. Kevin Walter. Looks like he is not having a good time.
Yeah, there's not a lot of strikes, not a lot of X's in his game right now through 7 frames.
Lane 3 and 4 rearing its ugly head again.
Well, it's about to get cold again in here, Chad. Bowlers are done and they're leaving and the door's opening up and just got a little bit of a cold chill here. We're right by the side doors here. 7 and 8, 9 and 10 championship pair tomorrow as Doug Henry goes right through the face. Good shot there by Chris Toyas for a double. He's got a little game working, 220 out there. And he's plus 4, so he's in good shape. He'd love to have the first one in the 10th, that's for sure. Put him in the plus 20s. Billy Hibbard rebounded nicely after that 170 start. He shot 233 in the second game.
Got off 1 and 2.
Kevin McCune with the 193. That open frame cost him 20 pins. He is plus 7 going into this last game. But again, guys like, when you're talking about what the number's going to be, well, here's a situation with Richie Benninghoff out of the number, shoots 289, and now he's way in the number. Okay, just a few frames left here for most of the pairs in front of us. Again, 11 and 12 looks to be a pretty good pair. John Verbic with a 4-bagger now. Well, he's already in the 230s with any type of mark.
Orange grips, high hard one, John Verbic. Bang.
Oh, see, that's where he gets high and then he almost gets a strike, leaving just the 10 pin. Well, with the mark here, that's going to be in the upper 230s.
So you did Chick-fil-A for lunch. What's going to be on the menu for dinner?
I don't know, something from here.
Yeah. Their food's always good here.
Yeah, great food here. And you cannot come here and not have a couple of the chocolate chip cookies that they make fresh here.
Verbiage almost brought the 10-pin home with him.
Yeah, halfway down the lane.
I always opt for the boneless wings here.
Yeah,
It's
they're
just-
really good. That's what I usually do.
Oh, it's just the size, like the value you get for what you pay and the size of the chicken you get. It's just there's no place better.
If I'm not mistaken, they make their own, from fresh chicken. It's
Yep.
not processed.
Yep.
And that makes it even much
It's
that much
it's
better.
so good. All their sauces are homemade.
Mm-hmm. Yep, get those and tater tots.
We get the gutter balls sometimes. Those are good.
I haven't had that.
The little breaded guys. So one thing I always look forward to is when we are in a Dave Small Center for a 2-4-8-10
nice
off
shot.
the wall. One thing we always look forward to, like as reps, when we go to a Dave Small Center, right? Usually we don't have very much time between blocks, and we always know we can count on, a good lunch or dinner in a small center, right? Because the food's typically pretty good, and it's not your usual, frozen pizza or frozen strips that are the size of your pinky for $60.
Right.
237 for John. That's going to
That
put
is-
him at 651.
That is pretty good. What did he have the first game?
He was 204, 210.
That's right. That's right.
Solid set
Very
for John.
Good. Very good.
John's bowling a lot. Obviously, he'll be bowling several of the stops on the PBA 50 Tour this summer.
Oh, that wasn't a part blue hammer. That was crazy.
No, that ball hooked. Like,
That was crazy.
yeah. We were just talking about
You get that on video?
it. No.
Doesn't exist.
I don't think you have the right scoring up on this 29 and 30.
No, that's 13 and 14.
Is it really?
Yeah, but their names go with them. That's what's confusing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So that was their starting pair.
Gotcha.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
crazy. Is that lane talk?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wayne Talk. Yeah.
Just how it moves.
Yeah, that's how they put the names in.
That's weird. Good shot for Connor. Or not Connor, excuse me, Kyle.
Well, that's going to lock him in.
Oh, yeah. That's going to...
At 26, he could get into the 690s.
Oh, yeah. Does a good product of the Merriam Bowling program. Was a West Coast guy.
His dad is over on the pair next to him, getting ready to bowl on 10.
His first one's big.
Yeah, huge shot here.
A
Uh-oh.
little bit in.
Didn't get the carry.
Couldn't get the Brooklyn hit. That looked like one of my shots, just a little tight right there. You knew it was a critical situation.
Just got a touch grab you with it.
And that is going to put him with a mark, 206. That would put him, ooh, Joey.
Yeah.
That puts him at 610 if he marks and strikes.
You're just breaking my heart, Scott.
Oh, 216 with a spare here for his son, Kyle. And, ooh, he gets it. Now, could we have well, here's the thing, though. It's top 64 and ties.
Yeah.
So if there's 5-way tie, and they'll take all of them to the next day.
I don't want to wish any ill will, though.
No, I mean, we'll see what Chris does here, but this is what I'm saying.
Yep.
It's the tournament within the tournament.
Oh, yeah.
He has no clue where he's at in the standings, right? And how every pin
That looks pretty good.
That's got to get up. Oh my good. Whoa. And he gets 7.
Goodness gracious.
That could come back to haunt him.
That is a 203. That's going to put him at 607.
And the thing is like, right, it's the third game. Guys just want to be, 600, 605 plus, but like the gravity of, 6-7 on a fill, I mean, that could be the tournament.
Right. Well, Kyle with the 215 finish, that's going to put him at 688.
Yep.
That's going to be 2 pins ahead of Richie Benninghoff. That's going to put him 5th right now.
That's pretty good bowling right there.
And again, it's the big game. 260 game 2, you have to have
take advantage.
A game like that. Boy, and just to start off with a game like that, game number 1, and then you just kind of not necessarily hold on for dear life, but you can get loose and get aggressive. And
this just in, Kyle Luckett shot me a text, and I guess he must have gotten home and started watching the stream from earlier because he wanted me to thank him, or he thanked me for giving him credit for at least a 270 rev rate. He feels good.
Did you tell him that's on his good days?
I said that's when you put the lifts in the ball. Goodness.
Take the thumb out. He's at 270.
I will say last summer, not when we bowled summer league together, but when we would go just kind of practice or bowl around or whatever, he started to dabble a little bit with the two-handed game.
Yeah.
And I will say, it actually didn't look terrible.
I tried it a couple times. It was laughable. My first one, literally went into the ditch 6 feet down the lane.
I can't do it. I lose ball speed and rev rate going two-handed from my one-handed game. And in today's game, that's not bueno.
Yeah, it's not supposed to work that way.
Goodness. Set myself up for failure.
Well, this squad just about done. The last shot here on lane 4 by Kevin Walters. And
Phil shot always carries.
Yeah, you can throw it between the legs backwards, and that's going in.
It's going to carry.
Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us here on a afternoon here at Bowling Center here at the Indiana Masters. Joey?
Appreciate you guys having me.
No problem.
Was an absolute blast, and I can't wait to make my way back down to the greater Indy area and sweat 609 tonight.
Well, hopefully you're enjoying a cocktail or two during the wedding
plan.
Reception, and, it is what it is, right?
That's right. Like I said, I got to the goal. I said I wanted to get over 6, find a way to get in. If it gets in, it gets in. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
In years past, 609, and you're like, I'm good.
Oh, yes.
When you're looking already and it's in the 60s, that tells you all you need to know with 2 squads to go here.
The 1 year, that very first year that I bowled and lost to Sanders in the round of 8, I caught a top 16, and I had no more than 643 that year. So I just kind of tells you the differences. But fellas, it's been a pleasure. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully see you guys tomorrow. If I'm still going to come up to the bowl and watch, of course, but hopefully bowling versus chatting.
Well, right now, when you're looking at the scores as they update them as we go, 652 is not even in the top 16.
Wow.
Goodness gracious.
Right now, Andrew Moulton riding the waves of the 278.
Yeah.
He's glad it was only a 3-game qualifier.
Yes.
Because obviously he's trying to get in that top 16, but he's right now on the outside looking in at 652. Trevor Parav at 656 is the number right now. And that tells you just where scoring is. So
that's incredible.
Well, we appreciate your time,
Thanks,
Joey.
Alex.
Thank you so much.
You.
Good luck on the tour this season.
Hey,
appreciate it.
I
We'll
know.
see you guys soon.
Just show your good side.
That's
right on the television.
You already took my line away. I got this is the face for radio.
yeah, absolutely. All right, that's going to wrap up the 1 o'clock squad here at the Indiana Masters. We hope you enjoy the broadcast here. First, before we leave, we want to thank our sponsors, Brunswick, the brands of Brunswick, Mike Alby's Arrowhead Bowl, A1 Automotive, Pinhead's Entertainment Center, Tim Mack's Victory Lane Pro Shops, and Championship Lanes. Again, you're watching the Indiana Masters on the official voice of the Indiana State USBC Scratch events. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast of the 1 o'clock squad. We'll be back at 5 with the next squad, and we'll have updated standings when we come on that broadcast of the third squad of the day. We hope you, again, enjoyed the broadcast. Thanks for watching. We'll see you at 5 o'clock. So long, everyone.